Please welcome to the stage, Mike Carrion.
Good morning. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the NBA Bit. Apologies for, we took some time off, right? It was the last time we fired up on Thursday. We were out in Los Angeles over the weekend. We had a good time. We'll probably save. We'll talk some LA here in a little bit. But good to be back. Good to be back. Got some color up here. Also some color down here. Your boy's tired. But we're back. Big shout out to Weisberg too for holding down the fort on the live before lock streets for the last couple of days. Appreciate that. But who do we got in the chat? Oh, also, first time here. Like, subscribe, do all the things. We got Sneeps up in here this morning. Matic Auto. Stupid Loop letting us know it's Happy National Funeral Director and Mortician Recognition Day. Huge. Oh, we get the bro in the chat. Some kids will think Bam's better. We got Stubbs, the common man's here. The Bucks are dead. Snoop, let's go. Let's just dive right into this stuff. Again, I promise I'll talk some LA in a little bit, and we can talk about the pain of it was an incredible weekend, but we'll also talk about the pain of the weekend because we were almost rich. But we got to start with maybe one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. The Miami Heat win this game 150-129. And this was the perfect storm. As you can see, I mean, you know this by now. Bam scores 83 points. 83 points. In Trump's America, Bam scores 83 points. So I watched the first half of this game. The first half I did not watch. I'm following along. I'm seeing that Bam's going nuts. He goes for like 32 in the first quarter, whatever the hell it was. This was a perfect storm, though. The Washington Wizards are so bad against bigs, even though they get Alex Sarr back, so bad against bigs, right? So you have that. Khalil Ware, he steals some Bam minutes. He's ruled out. Tyler Hero, their number one option, he's ruled out. No Norman Powell. So, Bam's got to do a little bit. And Washington, at least in the first half, kept this just close enough that Bam had to keep going. And then Eric Spoelstra, just rock hard that he didn't have to play Khalil Ware last night, says, hey, Bam, go get it, sir. And I go both ways here. I'm bisexual in this situation. I like that they went for it, and I know the Kobe stands. Dude, Kobe stands are just insufferable. I love some of you as people, as individuals, but oh my God, they're acting like Kobe's 81 against Toronto. It was like this epic comeback where come on, man. He also took 40 plus, relax. But Bam, what happened in the last 5 minutes was really, really one of the funniest things I've ever seen. It is like if you took a children's basketball game, but just made them all 6.5 feet tall, because everybody was just trying to get Bam sexual. There you go. Everybody was just trying to get the ball to Bam. And then they were throwing 8 dudes at him. It was really, really funny stuff. The game was close the whole time. That's the big difference, right? They won by 20 in that game, right? Didn't the Lakers win by 20 in that game? So the Raps were up late in the fourth and the Lakers won by 20? What happened in the last 2 minutes? This is where I drew the line. This is the only time that I was like, this is disgusting stuff. Also, shout out the Toronto Raptors fans still trying to remain relevant, even though you were on the receiving end of that 81 points. I love that. The worst thing that I saw was Miami intentionally fouling. I think they only did it once or twice, intentionally fouling Washington because they were in the bonus so that the Wizards would get to the line to then get Bam the ball back. That was the only time where I was like, all right, this is out of control. I know the free throws were nuts, right? Like, let's just do this line. Also, not to make fun of Bam, you couldn't even get a double-double, bro. Anyways, 20 for 43 from the field. He took 22 three-point attempts, 36 from 43 at the line, 83 points, 9 boards, 3 dimes, 2 steals, and 2 blocks, 43 free throw attempts. Crazy stat by our guy, Nate Duncan tweeted this out. I believe I put this out there on the internet. Let me see if I can find it quickly. Ready? It was, let's go. We have, okay. Bam Adebayo attempted 43 free throws. The last time the Boston Celtics team shot so many free throws in a game was 10 years ago. Now that's good. Now that is good. Never Bam. Yeah. Center against the Wiz, though, baby. You love to see it. Listen, guys, just have fun. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. It was cool. It was cool to see somebody score a bunch of points, right? Insane stuff. The last few minutes were hilarious, but the first quarter was really impressive. What Bam was just attacking. And I mean, you go back, somebody made a super cut of all the fouls. There was maybe like 2 or 3 questionable ones, but Washington is so bad. It's just so bad that it just didn't matter. It didn't matter. So 150. He scored 105 fantasy points last night. Unbelievable. Just how many minutes did he end up playing? How many minutes? It ended up being 42 minutes. You know what I was a little annoyed about, though? If you were going to do all of that to get him past Kobe, there was still a minute and a half left. Why are you just getting past Kobe? You know, keep going. Go for 90. Go for 90. What happened that Sarr only played 19 minutes? How many minutes? What's the most he's played in the last couple of weeks? It's just like 24 anyways, right? That's the Washington Wizards way, man. Sarr was on fire. 28 points in 20 minutes, 6 boards, but 12 for 19 for the field. I think he did most of that damage in the first half. Then they shut him down. Will Riley got 40. I'm not going to talk about the Wizards. Who cares? Who cares, bro? Good win for the Heat culture. Good win for the Heat culture. Let's do another game. Well, hey. Oh, let's do the Spurs first. Let's give the Spurs some love. Jaylen Brown got ejected. Are you guys ready for just the most insane quote after the game? I was watching this. This was before Bam was on pace for 80. Oh, I guess he was on pace for 80. So JB, for some context, right? The last time the Celtics played the Spurs in this one, this was the game where Jaylen Brown complained about free throws after the game, and he got fined. He said, "Give me the fine, Adam." Got fined $35,000, right? So in this game in particular, JB is off to a great start too. Great start, really fun game. Jaylen Brown's on the sideline, and then Castle's trying to cop a field, grabbing a little of that ace. He's just got a hand on his hip a little bit, okay? And it does, like in slow-mo, he for sure gives him a little shove. This is called 98% of the time, by the way. If you have a hand on the guy as he's on the sideline or the baseline and they go out of bounds, that always ends up being a foul. It just always does. JB embellished it a little bit. He acted like there was a sniper on the roof, and he's just falls into the front court, right? I mean, into the courtside seats. They don't call a foul. They just call out of bounds, Spurs ball. JB starts yelling at Ford a bit. Shout out Ford, only because short kings. Love to see my short kings out there. He looks like somebody that I would have to guard in my 40 and over league. It's like, okay, we got a short guy on each team. Man up. He calls a tech. Then JB walks away, comes back a little bit, starts like pointing the finger, and then the other ref comes out. He gives him the second tee. Then JB gets thrown out. Which was a bummer because this was a really fun game. And to the Celtics' credit, they kept this close throughout the entire game. They did keep this close until the last couple of minutes, but so Wemby and the Spurs were too much. But this quote is just incredible. So Joe Mazzulla was asked about Jaylen Brown's ejection, and the crew chief Tyler Ford did not, and that crew chief Tyler Ford did not assess the second foul. Instead, Susha Meta did, right? So let's just listen to this 18-second clip here. I'm not sure how great the audio is, but let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's see what Joey Maz had to say about this, because this is why he should be coach of the year. Hold on, how does that look for you guys? This is why he should be coach of the year.
Just give a ton of credit to my high school principal. He had the balls to throw a student out. He didn't leave it to the hall monitor.
Okay, so for those that didn't hear it, here's the actual quote here. The actual quote says, "I just give a ton of credit to my high school principal. He had the balls to throw a student out. He didn't leave it to the hall monitor. He was a hell of a principal." That's so good, dude. That's so good. And when do you think he came up with that? Was that like at halftime? Were they workshopping at halftime instead of figuring out how do we get a hand in the face of this 7'9" guy knocking down threes like he's Larry Bird? When did they come up with this? Because that's good. That's workshop. That's polish. He took that up on the open mic circuit a little bit before he brought that to the cellar. That was really, really good. Was that enough coverage for the second highest score in NBA history? Discuss. You know why I'm not going to talk about it more? Because everybody on the internet is so mad. How did they do that to Kobe? Kobe's looking up right now saying, what happened to my record? I don't want to. Who cares? Not who cares. It was dope. It was dope that he scored 83, but everybody was so mad. Karama's saying that the JB, the ejection was unnecessary. Yeah, I mean, like, I went back and forth. He did, after getting the first tech, he like pretty demonstratively went back at him. So I kind of wasn't surprised. I'm curious to see what these fines look like. But anyway, shout out Missoula, man. Maz just cooking with stuff. We got to talk about Wemby, who, like, the Celtics actually did a good job defending him in the first quarter. They like roughed him up a little bit, couple turnovers, all that stuff. Wemby, though, 8 for 15 from 3. And it was clear the Celtics decided, hey, man, if he's going to beat us, that's how we're going to do it. We're going to pack the paint. We're going to play off him. And Wemby was just stepping up and knocking down triples. And it was really impressive stuff from him, 39 and 11. I did have 6 turnovers, but Wemby looks good. This Spurs team is legit, man. They really are. They just, I don't think anyone's ready to give them credit yet. And I saw a lot of comparisons to the Sacramento Kings a couple years ago, right? Where they were the 2 seed and it was Fox and it was Sabonis and everybody was like, well, they're going to get knocked out in the first round. And they did. I think the difference here with this team, De'Aaron Fox is still there, so how different is it? But Fox is there, and I think that is like a little bit of a calming playoff presence, even though he hasn't had a ton of playoff experience. But I think the difference here is this team plays defense, man. They are a strong defensive team. I know they gave up 116 last night, but that's, again, to one of like a top 5 offense in the league right now. But they're able to defend at a high level. And they've got like a good rotation. I don't know. I think I'm a believer in the Spurs. Like, I do. I think I am a believer in San Antonio, not in the sense that they're going to go win a title, but I think I'd be more surprised if they didn't make the Western Conference Finals than if they did. I think that's where I'm at. With them. Excited to see it. Like, I would love for a San Antonio OKC conference finals. And I know I wasn't around for the to talk about the OKC games, but man, Oklahoma City had like one stretch where they were like 9-5 in their last 14. Outside of that, man, they have been so consistently good. They got AJ Mitchell back, SGA. It's just, that team's, they're probably winning the title. The Celtics here. So according to the FanDuel gods and everybody else involved, Celtics are the favorites. Are they the favorites to come out of the Eastern Conference? How are you guys feeling about the favorites in the East right now? Tatum comes back on Friday. He plays 20. He's basically just logging 27 minutes a game, which I think the funniest thing about all of that is they were like, hey, by the way, guys, Tatum's not going to be on a minute restriction. Just so you know, he's full. And he's playing exactly 27 minutes a game in every single game. He had 24 and 5 last night, couple of steals. I think it's so funny. I feel like I'm a freak because I've just been staring at his feet, whether it's in the doc that they're showing or just like every game. I feel like I'm just locked in on Tatum's lower half, seeing how he looks. And like Tatum clearly looks rusty, but not in the sense that he doesn't seem concerned about his body. It doesn't seem like he's moving in a weird way. He just looks like he hasn't played NBA basketball this season, and now all of a sudden he is. That's kind of what it looks like. The shot is a little inconsistent right now, but the fact that he's playing 27 minutes, I mean, what a huge boost to this team. They play the Thunder tomorrow night, who, yeah, Karam was saying AJ Mitchell being back. Yeah, just like good secondary ball handling. And then the 76ers, who we'll talk about here in a second, they're so down bad. They get rid of TikTok McCain. It wasn't able to log any minutes for this Philly team. They trade him. He's immediately closing games for the Thunder, while OKC is putting Embiid on the shelf, Paul George on the shelf, and now Maxey on the shelf. Just brutal run out for Philly. Daryl Morey, are Morey's days numbered in Philly? Although hard to hold him accountable when the leadership of the 76ers are all over the Epstein files, you know? But anyways, good win for San Antonio. Boston, they got the win in Cleveland pretty convincingly, and then they go ahead and they get the Thunder on Thursday. So Power Dusher said, had the Celtics been 11th at the East, would you have wanted to see Tatum back this season? No, I mean, that's what I was saying. My take at the beginning of the season was like, this will all depend on where the Celtics are. And if this team feels like they are, one and done, like if they had to fight to get out of the play-in to then take on the 1 seed, I mean, it would have been a fun story, but my preference would have been like, hey man, just sit this out, go get a good pick, come on back. But the Celtics going out there, and I mean, they're on pace to win 50 games without Jason Tatum, and then you get to add Tatum back to the mix. I mean, it's just incredible. It's just an incredible run. There are so many coaches, like Dagnall deserves credit for them winning a ton of games. I know they have a great team, but they've all been hurt, right? So that's like good management over by him. JB Bickerstaff making the Pistons a 1 seed right now. Yeah, he deserves some love. Charles Lee with the Hornets, absolutely. Mitch Johnson taking this young team to a 2 seed, absolutely. What Mazzulla has done has been nuts. Like I thought he was a good coach. This is like really impressive stuff, man. It's been next man up. I mean, they didn't have Pritchard and Jaylen Brown they didn't have Pritchard for the whole game last night. Barely had JB, and then we're still in it down to the stretch. Also, shut up. The Celtics cut that to 5 last night. Castle hit a big corner 3 to kind of seal the deal. It was a pretty big shot. Anyways, all right, let's do the late game. I watched the first half of this game, and then because I was still on West Coast time. Can somebody tell me what happened in Minnesota? They hold the Lakers to 16 points in the first quarter, and then they give up. What is that? I can't do that math. 75 second half points. What happened? Ant goes 2 for 15 from the field, 1 for 10 from 3, 9 of his 14 points coming from the line. I mean, Rudy 3 and 12. Like, what happened? Luka off to a slow start. Also, dude, that one Twitter account that like basically called the Luka stuff. It's just bizarre. Anyways, I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about Luka's relationship, but that was in the news yesterday, thanks to Dave McMenamin and TMZ. But anyways, Luka, cooked, right? Second half, he goes 31 points here, 11 for 24 from the field, 11 boards, 11 dimes, only 4 turnovers. Austin Reeves poured in 31, 8, and 7 in LeBron's absence, but no LeBron, and they just kind of turned the faucet off on Minnesota and ran away with it, 120-106. Minnesota, I mean, we've been saying this since the beginning of the season. Minnesota is impossible to figure out. The second I get excited about Minnesota, I'm like, oh, the dark horse to come out of the West. They picked up Ayo Dosunmu, the only team to do something at the deadline. And then they just like lose dumbass games like this. I just don't know what to make of it. I mean, maybe the real take is that OKC is just going to run through the West. But Minnesota, they take on the Clippers tonight. We'll talk about that in a little bit. They're underdogs for this one, too. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with any of this. Weird game. Good win for the Lakers, who, collectively nobody believes in, and yet they're still just kind of sitting there. They're still sitting there. Yeah, Magic smoked them on Saturday, too. I know Orlando kind of righting the ship a little bit, even though I also don't really trust Orlando. But good win for the Lakers. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Let's quickly do some of the Pistons, who've been kind of all over the place. The reason I was so excited about that Celtics Spurs game, too, is that going into last night, the Celtics were only 2.5 games out of the 1 seed. And then the Pistons, who have been all over the place, they fell apart this weekend against Miami. They turned the faucet back on. They win this one in Brooklyn, 138-100. Our guy Jay Catch was there live. Cade goes for 21 and 15. Duren in 23 minutes has 26 and 4. 4 stocks as well. Duncan Robinson, I think, scored all 15 of his 15 points in the first quarter. Ronnie Holland gave him 16 off the bench. Brooklyn sucks. MPJ, nobody played more than, let's see, Danny Wolf led the team in minutes with 28. Not going to talk about Brooklyn. Good win for Detroit, though, just to kind of righten the ship a bit and just hold on to that 1 seed with like a month left in the regular season. So Detroit, let's do the drop. We haven't been able to do the drop in a while.
Detroit basketball! Detroit basketball! Detroit!
All right, there we go. Welcome back, Detroit. Welcome back. Let's, any other game we need to really talk about? Toronto, keeping that streak alive of losing to good teams, 113-99. I got to tell you, man, the Scotty Barnes experience is getting pretty tilting. He just does not look 100% since coming back from these quads, huh? What's going on, Scotty? He just does not look good. He finished the game with 24. This was a KD game. KD, 29 points in 33 minutes, 8 boards. Şengün, 14 and 12 in 30 minutes. I got to tell you guys, you guys want to do a quick pivot, talk about Los Angeles for a little bit? We were at the Dawg Bowl, right? Incredible event in LA this weekend. Incredible event. Underdog put on such a good experience, start to finish. We get in Friday. We go to the highly anticipated Lakers without LeBron game against the Indiana Pacers. We had the sweet experience. We were in the Hyde Lounge of the Crypto.com arena. Had a really cool time there. That was a lot of fun. Saturday, I'm going to focus on Sunday, but Saturday had a little yacht party with our friends Kenyon Martin and Brandon Jennings, Rashard McCants, all the real ones. And then on Sunday, and I can talk more about it later, but I want to get to the goon stuff important. Sunday, the best part, this was so fun, right? So we're doing the Dawg Bowl Live Final drafts. And the way this works is at 10:30, I think it was 10:30 in the morning. We're all on this the rooftop bar of this hotel. Brunch is being served. They've got screens everywhere. And we're all doing our drafts. So each person gets 5 drafts, all right? And we do our drafts. I got a couple that I was excited about. I had one Wemby lineup that was kind of fun. And then I had 2 Şengün lineups that were really, really fun. And so after the drafts happen, they shuttle us over to this bar that they completely rented out. And we're 3 different levels, screens everywhere. They've got a live leaderboard for the Underdog Live Final. And then I got to tell you guys, it was on a projected screen. And then I got to tell you guys, the whole day, from start until almost finish, your boy was in not just first, but second. We were 1 and 2 throughout the entire day. So my Underdog app is telling me that I'm winning $300,000 for most of the day because we had Jakob Poeltl over in Toronto against Dallas. He was doing some work. RJ Barrett was doing some work. So I had those 2 guys on the team. We had Jaime Jaquez Jr., who was hooping. We had Bobby Portis, who was the only buck to do shit in that game against the Magic. We had KD, who went for 40-something. And then it was Alpi Şengün. It's almost like he dug deep historically and as a Turkish person knew that he could not assist this Armenian. And Şengün goes for a total of 22 fantasy points. And I'll tell you right now, if Şengün had, I would say on average, Şengün puts up somewhere between 40 and 45 fantasy points. A good game, 50 plus, bad game, 37, right? If Şengün put up his normal 42, just 20 more fantasy points, we would have won first place. We were exactly 20 points off of first. So it was tough. I think the hardest part of it is if that was something that was happening here in my apartment, I would have had, a meltdown, or I would have stopped watching. I would have been able to just kind of eject from the sweat. However, listen, I love all of you guys. I had many people messaging me throughout the day being like, holy shit, you're winning 300K. And people there being like, holy shit, you're winning 300K. Even though it was pretty clear we were going to fall down with the Şengün run out. But we still came in 18th place. We won $5,000. That was incredible. I felt pretty good about the process. Our guy Magikarp, he won 10K. He had a brutal run out too. It looked like he had a shot at shipping it. And then Brandon Miller had 11 fouls in 9 minutes. But shout out to our guy, NBA TST, who finished 4th place. NBA TST, the Canuck, the Canadian, who I always forget and then relearn that Canadians don't pay gambling tax. Also, their dollars not much as ours, so it was like, I don't know, he won $1 million, I think. TST came in 4th place. Was so happy for him. Gumby took it down. FF Lynx came in 2nd and 3rd. So it was a really fun event. I mean, it was a brutal run out, but for me anyways, but it was still a really, really good time. And yeah, shout out Underdog. I thought they just did an incredible job with the event. They did some like really cool things on the yacht. They did this. I shared a photo on Instagram, I think, maybe Twitter too. They did this really cool thing where you like walk down into the yacht and all of the lineups that helped you qualify, all the lineups that qualified for the Dawg Bowl were like blown up with their scores. And they put like like for me, Jalen Johnson was my highest score. So they had a photo of Jalen Johnson from that night and it was framed and we get to keep it. It was really sick. So they did a lot of really cool things throughout the whole thing. Really, it was like a great community event too. Like it was, of course, everybody was playing against everybody for lots of money, but everybody was just kind of rooting for everybody. It was a really good time. Is there any marketing or coverage from the event? I think there'll be some stuff that's posted soon. I know Gumby just like shared a video, I believe. I haven't checked it out yet, but it was a really good time. I hope to be able to if they continue to do it, would hope to qualify for one of those again. But it was great. Also, good show out from like the NBA Bit crew, right? Or the Bagel with Locks crew. We see TST up on the leaderboard. Our guy Magi Carp. It was fun. It would have been really cool to win $200,000. Hard not to picture what that looked like. But you win some, you lose some, and we didn't lose. We took down a total of 15K from that event. 10K when we qualified, 5 more K there, and then had a really good time. So that's kind of the LA recap. Then we saw our boy G Dunn. We get to see little G Dunn. We saw G Dunn. We saw Aubrey. We got Jeb, myself, and Kelsey got lunch with John Boy Beats. We had a great time. The weather was perfect. It was like 75 every single day, except for the day of the actual live final on Sunday. I think it was like 85. But it was an incredible time. Incredible time. Had too many margaritas. Way too many margaritas. Feeling it a little bit, but A+ stuff. A+ stuff all around. All right. Enough celebrating. Let's any other games we got to cover from last night. We talked about Atlanta for a second. Jalen Johnson, Mr. Kaminga dinged up with his knee again. JJ here, 27, 8, and 7 in 38 minutes. Our guy Onyeka, 0-0-0-0. He had 4 blocks and a steal. That's going to become important. We'll talk about our best ball sweat in a little bit too. And then Dyson Daniels had a couple of steals, 14 and 10, 7 boards as well. And then I missed this. Nickeil Alexander-Walker poured in 29. I don't want to go over the rest of these games. Like Phoenix got to win. Milwaukee sucks. The Kings won. I think Charlotte had a nice comeback. Well, let's actually do Charlotte and then let's look at the standings. Charlotte had a nice comeback last night. They were down 14 after the first quarter on the road. They've been stumbling a little bit after I decided they were going to be in the 6th seed. And then they had a nice comeback led by Brandon Miller, who had 23. Mr. Cockbrenner gave him 13 and 6 off the bench. LaMelo fouled his ass out. Good news for them. They play again tonight. He only played 22 minutes last night, so that's fun. Connie leading that Rookie of the Year charge with 15 off the bench. Portland got Denny back. Denny up to 34 minutes, so that's fun. Keep that in mind. 22 and 7 for him. Jeremy Grant had 24. Kling Kong had 11 and 11. They moved to 33 and 33. Blazers dropped that one, 31 and 35. But I wanted to go look at the standings because stuff is getting pretty spicy here down this stretch. No In-N-Out burger for me. I like In-N-Out's fine, but I it's a little overrated. Like it's fine, but I'm not going to go out of my way for In-N-Out burger. That's where I land on this stuff. All right, let's go into some of these standings here. Let's actually look at it this way so you can actually see this shit a little bit better here. All right, so on the east side of things, we get the Pistons still leading the way, 3.5 game lead. That was a pretty big win for them, or it's actually a big Celtics loss for them because, again, Pistons 5-5 in their last 10. Celtics kind of breathing down their neck. Celtics have a 2.5 game lead over the Bing Bong Boys, who dropped the game against the Clippers over the weekend. That was Monday night, dropped the game to the Clippers, and now they have a game tonight against the Utah Jazz. Cavs here, 6-4 in their last 10. Jared Allen's still out. Sounds like the Strus is about to be released. Strus is going to be loose soon. He's almost back. Raptors here, I mentioned them not being able to beat real teams. They're 4-6 in their last 10. But this is where shit's spicy here, man. Miami. #Heat culture. Am I sleeping on the Heat all of a sudden? Heat was some impressive W's the last couple of days. They are now 8-2 in their last 10. I think the longest win, tied for the longest win streak in the NBA. No, they're not. The Hawks are. So Heat have won 6 in a row. You've got the Magic who've won 4 in a row, and then the Hawks who've won 7 in a row. That is like the 6 to 10 range is just kind of nuts. The Hornets slipping a little bit, making it harder for them to catch that 60. But they, like, if you look at this right now, the Raptors and the Heat are both like, I mean, percentage points, the Raptors are ahead, but they're both right here. They're Raptors have a 1-loss lead in the a 1-game lead in the loss column. The Magic are tied in the loss column with Toronto. And then you've got the 76ers, who I mentioned, right? Maxey is pretty much done for the season. It sounds like it's going to be 3 weeks now. And I think Philly's probably done in the playoffs. Because unless Maxey and Embiid are back in time, but it doesn't sound good. It does not sound good. And let's look at Philly's upcoming game here. Because again, 3 weeks 3 weeks, I think they said, without Maxey. So Philly's upcoming games, right? They're at Detroit, then they're home against Brooklyn, home against Portland, right? That's 2-1 if you're lucky, most likely 1-2, because Portland's still good. Then it's at Denver. Then they get to go to Sacramento and Utah, who are trying as hard as they can to lose. Then it's OKC, Chicago, whatever. And then it's Charlotte, Miami. They get Washington, Minnesota, Detroit, San Antonio, Houston, Indiana, Milwaukee. I don't know, man. Let me pull up Tankathon. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. So the toughest schedule's the rest of the way. This is hilarious. Toughest schedules: Indiana, Memphis, Washington. Okay, great. Then it's OKC, Denver, of the teams that matter. Denver's next, then Boston. But let's look at the Miami with the 12th most challenging schedule. Charlotte right there with them, just percentage points. They're 12 and 13. Orlando's right there too at 15. Philly 18. Atlanta 16. So like I don't know. Raps play the Heat twice in the last week of the season. That's going to be huge. Yeah, I think if I had to pick right now, looking at the standings of the Eastern Conference, Miami, Atlanta, and Charlotte, I think are the best. Oh man, Orlando's winning games too, but they're not beating real teams outside of the Minnesota W. I don't know. That's kind of spicy. I mean, I still kind of think Charlotte is the scariest team of this bunch. They're still 7-3 in their last 10. I know Atlanta's strung together some W's, but that was some soft schedule stuff from them too. I don't know. Who are you guys the most scared of all of those teams? Who are you the most scared of? Mark's saying the next 6 for Orlando are huge. Let's just I think this is the top 4, right? Detroit, Boston, Celtics, New York. Like this might move around a little bit. Cleveland might catch New York, whatever. That's your top 4. But 5 through 10 really up for grabs. Milwaukee still 5 games back, which is hilarious. So let's look at Orlando's next 6. Let's look at their next 6 here. So it is all right. So home against Cleveland, home against Washington, then at Miami, Atlanta, home against OKC, Charlotte, and then the Lakers. Yeah, so that's I think we're going to see a lot of movement here, the rest of the way. But I don't even know. Like I couldn't tell you who. I think the Hornets are the ones that I'd be scared of the most. Sanjay says Hornets are going to shock someone in round 1, then lay a dud in round 2. I mean, dude, but if you at the beginning of the year, if you said Charlotte was making the play-in, you'd be like, wow, growth, baby, growth. Let's look at the Western Conference. The Hawks kind of sneak. Yeah, Hawks at full health are kind of fun. They are kind of fun. I don't know if I trust it. Well, actually, real quick, so they've won 7 in a row. What are those? Who is that against? So Dallas, Philadelphia, Milwaukee, Portland, Washington, and Brooklyn. So like they haven't beaten anybody. Let's just call it as it is. They haven't beaten anybody. Western Conference here. OKC. I mean, like, listen, OKC, the Spurs still 9-1 in their last 10. OKC's won 6 in a row. The Spurs have won 5 in a row. San Antonio's still keeping it spicy there, but I think that's going to be our 1-2 seed. But this is where it's wild. Now, Houston, somehow, half-game lead over the Lakers, who, again, we were just shitting on LA. LA is a 4 seed still. LeBron's been missing a ton of games, and they're still out there as a 4 seed. I don't think anybody believes in them. Minnesota, who, was as high as the 3 seed, they're tied, both exact same record, 40-25. The Nuggets are down here at 39-26. The Nuggets, like, if you want to, we'll save the Nuggets talk for when we look at tonight's slate. They have a game lead over Phoenix, and so I don't know how Phoenix is still making up some ground. They've won 3 in a row, 6-4 in their last 10. The Clippers have officially got to the 8 seed, so that's good news. And this is going to be your 8, 9, 10, right? Like, Memphis isn't catching up. Maybe Portland catches Golden State, probably not. But that's what it's going to look like here. I don't know what to make. This West is going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. I don't know what to make of. Like, I want to believe in Denver as we look at the scores for tonight, as we get into tonight's action. I want to believe in Denver, but Denver, they're not winning these tough games right now. They play OKC so tight. Jokic has been, he had a little bit of a rough stretch with turnovers. He's looked a little better the last couple of games. He had an awesome game against OKC when SGA hit that dagger. Aaron Gordon, here's some good news for them. Aaron Gordon got up to just under 30 minutes in this last game against OKC. That's a good sign for Denver. But let's get into tonight's game. So big game for Orlando, for Mark's Orlando Magic. They're taking on the Cavs. Cavs are 3.5-point favorites. No Jared Allen, no Max Strus. Orlando, Franz and Anthony Black are both without a timetable to return. So that sucks. That sucks for Orlando. Franz is just a brutal run out this season. Just can't stay healthy. Can't stay on the court. I don't know. I don't know what to. I mean, Cleveland, I feel like should be favored by more than 3.5 here. I don't know if this is recency bias. I don't really know why. I don't trust Orlando to win games against good teams. Again, I know they beat Minnesota over the weekend, so maybe I should give them more credit. But that's a fun one. Donovan Mitchell should go absolutely nuts tonight. Like, if you want to bet on somebody to score 50 points or 83, we should get a big Spider game. I know Orlando's like fake good at defense, but the point of attack, they're just not defending guards really well. Even though they have Suggs out there, which is a little bit of a boost, Orlando is still getting lit up with Suggs out there. Speaking of Suggs is now playing 30 minutes. Jalen Suggs over the weekend played his first back-to-back since 2024. We were all like Sunday, we were all doing our projections, trying to get our rankings ready to go for Orlando. And everybody, including Establish the Runs projection system, all just assumed Jalen Suggs was not going to play. And then Suggs ends up playing. He only played like 22 minutes, but he should be in a good spot tonight as well. I don't know. Do you believe in Mobley? I don't know. Pelicans are hosting the Raptors. This line opened at 1.5. It shifted 1 point towards Toronto. Toronto's on the back end of a back-to-back. If you're just looking at the Pelicans box scores, you might be like, hey, why are their starters only playing 22 minutes a game? That was because they beat the Wizards by 1 million on Sunday. Zion in another good spot. Let's see if he disappoints again. Trey Murphy's fun. DeJounte's fun. Bay is fun. Toronto, this is kind of an interesting spot because Jakob Poeltl missed the game last night against Houston because of an illness. I don't know if they were also trying to manage him on a back-to-back since he's got a bad back. You know what I'm saying? If Poeltl's back, that's kind of fun. If he's out, they're also without Colin Murray-Boyles. So maybe Sandro moved into the starting lineup. Maybe Scotty Barnes plays some small ball 5. Although I just mentioned at the top of the show, he's been infuriating lately since coming back from that quad contusion. But maybe it's Scotty Barnes night against a weak front court of the Pellies. And then, yes, Power Duster says Brandon Ingram revenge, maybe a little BI revenge. Although I think he's been where he's battling a sprained thumb. Then he was battling an illness. But I don't know. This should be a fun one, though. If this is 232.5 point total and we've got a pretty close spread, I think the Toronto should win this game. They have to win this game. It's one thing if you lose to the Houston Rockets. It's another thing if you lose to the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pellies, though, they've been playing teams tough since they've gotten healthy. Zion, Trey, save my best ball bags, boys. All right, Knicks and the Jazz, bing bong. This game opened at 12.5, now 13.5. Josh Hart questionable with the knee injury. If there was ever a time to rest Joshy Hart, it's against the Utah Jazz, even though they're in Salt Lake City. If Hart misses, maybe we get a little boost to Jose Alvarado or Landry Shamanface, maybe Mikal Bridges, but Karl Anthony Towns is in a smash spot. He's coming off a couple of big games, too. What's a Cat's last 2 games? Ready? You ready for this shit? Last 2 games, 35-12, 7 dimes, 2 against the Clippers, against the Lakers, 25-16. He likes being on the West Coast. But yeah, tonight gets the big defense of Kyle I've been groomed Filipowski. The Jazz are still without their, Lowry, Walker, Kessler, Ranger, Chef Nick, Hitch, Jaren Jackson Jr. Keontae George is questionable. I kind of think Keontae plays. He was limited in that last game. I'm sure they're going to say it's because he wasn't feeling good. And by feeling good, they mean they wanted to lose that basketball game. But I kind of think Key goes. If Key doesn't go, wheels up on Isaiah Collier. He missed the last game in the Tankathon matchup. But I suspect we get Collier back. Filipowski's been cooking in light minutes, but I do think the Knicks will have Mitchell Robinson, so that's not as fun for Filipowski, but there's that. A lot of late games tonight, by the way, right? We have 1 7:30, 1 8, then it's 9 p.m. Eastern, and 3 after 10 games. Denver Nuggets, Houston Rockets. This line opened at 5.5, shifted to 6.5 here. I mentioned Gordon played 30 minutes or just about 30 minutes in that game on Monday night. I like Aaron Gordon tonight. The matchup isn't as juicy, right? Because that Thunder game, what was Gordon's line in that one? The Thunder game, they were without Chet and Hartenstein. Gordon played 28.5 minutes. He had 23 and 10. I think he had like 19 points in the first half. But yeah, Aaron Gordon's kind of fun. Jokic, Jamal Murray's probable. Whatever. It's the same old, same old. No real update on Peyton Watson that I've seen. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. He's still out. Yeah. Oh, ruled out for, okay. Hamstring has been, Watson's been ruled out. Hasn't played since February 4th and is without a clear timetable to return. Supposed to be reevaluated soon. That's a bummer. Denver needs him, man, because the defense on Denver has just been so bad, which takes us to Houston. Again, back to back. Amin Thompson and Jabari Smith Jr. were the only guys that played like mega minutes last night. I mentioned Şengün was still mid. Goon, in theory, in a good spot today, but I'm just so upset at him, so it's hard to get excited. KD's been hooping lately. You can go back there. Amin Thompson, Jabari Smith Jr., they're both going to play a ton of minutes. Reed Shepherd, I get, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not an NBA coach. I just, why is Reed Shepherd not starting? I feel like he should start. He's played well. I don't know. Call me crazy. I think you need a point guard. The Buzz City bitches, they take on the Light the Beam bros. Kings played last night, and they won a game. So there's two ways we could look at tonight's Kings game from a betting standpoint, as Charlotte is favored by 12.5. So you could say, hey, because Russ only played 25 minutes, DeRozan played 20-ish minutes, even Precious Achiuwa played 19 minutes. The Kings could approach this game and say, hey, we're big dogs. We can try tonight. We're going to lose this game. We can try. Russ, you want to play 35 minutes? Go for it. The other way we could look at it is they fucked up last night and they won a basketball game. So, and that was against a Pacers team where if I look at the standings quickly and we look at the worst records in the league, you see the Pacers have 15 wins, Wizards 16, Nets 17, Kings now is 16. So yeah, I think they're not, I kind of think Russ and DeRozan, whether they're ruled out or not, they just kind of get shut down maybe. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with it, but yeah. Power Duster talking about Reed Shepherd that he gets picked out on defense. I know, but he's still, I still think I would start him. RJ Barrett has been hooping this year. I think I'm an RJ guy now. I know he's not an all-star. So if you take all the all-stars out of it, is he one of the best I'm about to attack the rim and get there? I don't know. Anyways, I kind of lean that the Kings make sure they lose tonight. Charlotte, I mentioned LaMelo only played 22 minutes because he was fouling the fuck out of everyone. Brandon Miller and Kahn played full, so maybe they're limited a little bit. I kind of like the Moose. Let the Moose be loose tonight against the Kings front court. Last game of the night, Timberwolves and Clippers. Okay, this is 1.5 now. So I thought it was 2.5 this morning. Clippers are favored by 1.5. Guys. Should the Clippers be favored by? I guess Minnesota's on the back-to-back. Clippers have Darius Garland now. I don't know. I kind of think, is Minnesota going to do something weird tonight? That's all I'm saying. Probably not. They're coming off an embarrassing loss against the Lakers. I'm sure they don't want to do that again. They got to win. They got to right the ship. So I'm sure everybody plays. But I was kind of surprised by this line. And it speaks that, dude, the Clippers, man, I don't know how they're doing this stuff. Right? No John Collins. Trade James Harden. Trade Zubats. Yannick Niederhauser is out for the season. So they're playing like Brook Lopez 30 minutes. Jordan Miller's playing 20 minutes. Benedict Matherin's playing 35 minutes. Garland also, by the way, played 30 minutes last game. So that's kind of fun too. That's kind of fun. So yeah, shout out Weisberg. Weisberg gave you a shout out at the top of the show. Thank you for covering, man. I don't know. I don't know what to do with the Cliffs Timberwolves tonight. But that's tonight's action. Let's pop over to the Dawg app. Let's pop over to the Dawg app for a little bit. Just a reminder too, now that we're back in the seat here. We are we'll have the NBA bit tomorrow and Friday. Live Before Lock will be back on Friday as well. We got some Splash Sports contest. We got a lot of stuff going on. Let's go over to Underdog. Let's check out Best Ball before we set our ranks for tonight. Let me clear this. We'll clear my current ranks. Let's check out the Best Ball here. So we are on to the semifinals right now. We're in the semifinals of the Underdog Best Ball contest. A reminder, we started with 150 in the main contest. From round 1 to round 2, we got 39 teams into round 2. From round 2 to round 3, we got 9 teams into the semifinals. Now, this is where it gets hard, though. So we're in 10-man pods. Each team is in a 10-man pod. Only first place gets out. And the biggest thing that happened, as I mentioned the Tyrese Maxey injury early, right? The semifinals is a 2-week run. Tyrese Maxey has been one of the highest fantasy point scorers this whole season, specifically in the last 2 weeks. So a lot of the teams that advanced from round 2 to round 3 had Tyrese Maxey locked in on it. And so now we're seeing Maxey, all those Maxey teams are in a lot of trouble because he's not going to play another game. I'm actually going to switch my, let's do this quickly so we can, let's move this shit around so we can see it this way. But that really adjusts some things. So right now, through 2 days, again, we've got 2 weeks to go. We got a couple teams going through. I'll actually show you the exposure first. Let's look at the exposure first, just of the $15 ones. Okay, so Maxey was my highest owned guy. He was in 6 of my 9 teams. Keontae, we've got in a handful of teams. We've got Pritchard, Cedric Coward, who Coward showed up last night. Cade Cunningham, we got 3 of him. Harper, quickly. Mitchell, we got a couple. Reeves, we got a couple. Davion Mitchell, who got a spot start last night. 1 share of Harden, 1 share of VJ, 1 share of Drew. For the wing position, a lot of Trey Murphy got through, a lot of Tari Eason, 3 Kawhi shares, 3 Benny Math shares, which is pretty fun. Couple Cons, couple Sandro, couple RJs, couple Hunter, RIP, Ace Bailey, the Coos who cooked last night, and then just a bunch of wings. And then from the big position, we got 3 Jokic shares. However, I believe almost all of my Jokic shares are tied to Maxey. So we're going to need somebody to step up. A lot of Onyeka, a lot of Nemi, a few Zion, few Kyle, and then just a bunch of one-offs. So let's go back to the live. Right now, we got 1 advancing right now as we take a look at it. Make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat. I am not. All right, here we go. All right, Maddie Harrison said you went from 105 to 23 to 6. There we go. Hey, shout out Maddie, though. 6 through is sick, though. Okay, so my first one here was kind of fun. It's only a 4-guard build. However, we're going to need 2 of them to go because Yegor Demon has been missing time. Maxey's out. So it's a Luka, Harden, Maxey team with Demon. The wing position, though, we've got Kawhi. We got Benny Math, Bailey, Wiggins, Eason, the Coos, PJ, and Sandro. And then our bigs, we have Jaren is dead, Draymond, Nemi, and Kling Kong. So this team's advancing right now. Other than that, though, it's a bunch of kind of mid teams. It's still a little too early to see where we're at. Like this team that's in 4th. Again, it's Maxey, but it's got Spida, Austin Reeves, Cedric Coward, Trey Murphy, Benny Math. I meant the Kuz is in this one too. Neesmith too put up 41 last night, and then Jokic, Kyle, and Nemi. So it's gonna be really hard to advance these teams. I mean, just winning your pod is not easy, right? So, but it's fun. I feel good with the process. I feel like I've done a good job. I did a good job with my exposures. Good job building. Like if we don't get a team to the finals, we'll obviously be super disappointed. But to have nine in the semis, we were looking going into the weekend. We had 14 or 15 teams advancing. We had a lot of teams finish in 3rd place, which was pretty brutal. So, all right, let's build some ranks for tonight. All right, we're going to go Jokic, Kawhi, Cat. We're not doing anything weird. I think you could put Cat ahead of Kawhi if you wanted to, but you see Kawhi played 35 minutes last game. I don't know. I'm not going to do it. I've been going Paolo, Spida, Ant. I'm nervous about Ant, although he's probably going to play. I really like Spida tonight. I really do. I'm going to have a lot of them. After that, I'd just go Brunson. I was doing Barnes over KD this morning just because, again, if like Pirtle's not going to play, but I won't do that now. We'll actually go lighter on we'll put Mobley ahead of him too, even though Mobley's minutes have been better, right? Like we're still living in that 30 range. Honestly, we're going to put Barnes ahead of Mobley. And then I want to put a hashtag hard on. I'm going to go Jamal after that. And then I'm going to go Amen, Şengün, LaMelo. And you can make a case to put LaMelo right here. I'd be fine with that. I'm not going to right now. We'll leave it like this. I'm going to be team fade Russ. That's for sure. I think I'm going to go Zion, Trey, Bane. You can make, I'm going to move this whole range around. This group of four, Zion, Trey, Bane, and Kyle, I'm going to be moving these throughout the day quite a bit. After that, you got Ingram revenge, Miller on a back-to-back, Darius Garland. I think I'll put Ingram ahead of Miller for a little bit, and then we'll throw Garland in there. I like RJ ahead of OG. If Josh Hart misses, maybe we need to get a little bit more OG. Randall's coming off a pretty bad game. You could even put Randall ahead of OG if you wanted to. I love this range is fun too. DeJounte and Benny Math. I mentioned Suggs, right? Like prior to the 23-minute game, 31 and 30. So I like Suggs a lot. Maxime Arenu played 33 minutes last night. If he gets the minutes, he's great. Gordon, same thing. I'm nervous about Precious. Precious only playing 20 minutes yesterday. I don't think he got hurt. I might have missed it. I don't think he got hurt, but this is where it gets fun, man. Well, let's throw Keontae in there at 31. If he doesn't play, whatever. I like Pirtle at 32. I mean, Collier's like not getting drafted a ton, so it's such an easy swap. Some other 6th-round guys I liked. I really liked Moose. Ace Bailey, I think, is fun. Honestly, you can't scroll too far. Neat Clifford, if you think they do tank, you could throw him in there. But Monk is questionable too. I didn't really mention that. I think we just go like Con Precious right there. And let's just do a draft. Let's do one. Let's see how the streets feel here. Oh my God, location error. Hold on. Let's do a little refresh here. We'll do a draft and then we'll wrap up. If you haven't liked the video, like the stream and subscribe to the channel, please go do that. Let me catch up on the chat here. All right, you got one team advancing out of 35 made the quarters. That team is in 4th. Brunson, Jokic, Bam teams needs Pritch to play huge for the next 10 days. Okay. And Maddie says you're 0.9 away from limited champ streak 5 and 1K. And the easiest way for me to get there is Mitchell to improve his score of 35. Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't want to jinx anything. I hope it gets there, but this is a really good spot to do it. Let's see. What do we got here? We missed a lot of notifications. All right. We're back. All right, we're full. Did I miss any excitement while I was gone for the last couple of days? Did I miss anything? All right, we got another 2 spot here. Şengün ruined your winter streak. Oh, that sucks, man. I did not. I entered one lineup when I was in LA on Friday for So Rare and then didn't enter on Monday. It was just too hard. I got to tell you, man, it's so funny to have like a set routine, especially where it comes to like what I'm doing for work and for fantasy stuff. It's like ingratiated, right? And when you take me out of my like setup, it was really hard for me to maintain. So I was just like, I need to be on my desktop. I need to be like locked in here doing it. It was not fun to do it from my phone. I did not love. So whatever. All right, let's do this. Let's get into this draft. It feels like you're going to need Jokic to win today. Is that a hot take? We'll take Kawhi here in the old 2-hole. Feels like you're going to need him. Yeah, fish out of water. It was hard to adjust to the schedule. You know, I wanted to do bagel. So what I ended up doing, by the way, we get the sun coming in. On Sunday morning, I did do a bagel with lox, which, by the way, new one's out today. If you haven't subscribed to Bagel with Lox, I actually think you're a bad person. So go check that out. But I woke up at, I want to say it was like 5:45 Sunday morning, partially because I was nervous about the Dawg Bowl, partially because I needed to get some work, and partially because I was still on East Coast time. Woke up at Just after 6, went on the roof, watched the sun rise while I was grinding on the laptop, trying to get Bagel with Locks ready. But it was funny to get that done. I probably got it out by 7:15 p.m. Maybe, 7:15 a.m., 7:30 a.m. Pacific time. And it was funny to get it out then and that still be like 2.5 hours later than I normally do it. So that was, didn't love that. There you go. That's good to hear, Weisberg. Yeah, I got a lot of really nice feedback on Bagel with Locks while I was in Los Angeles, which was really nice because, a little peek behind the old mental curtain. I feel very comfortable on camera talking about shit and being engaging as a host. But and even in my comedy stuff, writing was not the thing that I did. I wrote a ton, but I'm not a hashtag writer, although maybe I am now. Maybe I am. So anyways, it was really nice to get feedback. Been trying not to overthink Bagel with Locks and just do the thing every day. But anyways, thank you for that. All right, this draft's moving slow. Need the people to pick up the pace. Who do we have in here? As we're about to be on the clock? What are some of these names here? I don't Grizzly Risley, Lady Friend, Ray, ABM Kui, Jamal at 10. Respect. All right, we'll take Scotty. Yeah, people hate Scotty, man. Wow, Harden and Jamal pretty early. I get why they're doing it, but you could also get them in the 3rd round right now. Like those are available in the 3rd, boys and girls. We got a Splash Sports contest. Dude, shout out Stubbs, by the way. Stubbs last night, we had a 70, Shingun, we'll take Goon here. We had a 70-person contest on Splash Sports. 3 entry max, 70 people in it, top five ship, right? Adam Stubbs, Mr. Stubble Up, was the only, and in tier 1, was the only person to play Bam Adebayo. So he ends up winning he cleared it by, actually, that got a little bit closer than I thought. Wins by 18, ran out Stubbs, Booker, Russ, Fox, Klingon, and IQ. How much did he win? What was that? Like 300 something? 300 something? 380, 372? I don't know, something like 350 something. Shout out to Stubbs. Sicko playing Bam over Luka, Bam over Wemby. Stubbs is built different. Just built different. All right, here we go. I do feel like this draft is moving too slow. Anything weird happening so far? Brunson, Spida, Bain, Murphy. See Cat, KD, LaMelo. LaMelo at 17 is pretty fun. Wow, Filipowski at 50. Lady Friend's not messing around. Harden at 10. Kyle at 15. I like Kyle more if they like, because the Jazz, I like when they rule out Kevin Love. So if Kevin Love doesn't go, I like it a little bit more. We gotta adjust our window here. Is the sun daylight savings time messing with the shades? Oh no, we'll save that. We'll save that for live before lock. Harden's new AI video. I know sometimes you got people share that shit and being like, can you imagine James Harden's team seeing this and being like, this is sick? Just pay an animator, man. All right, OG at 22. Lady Friend just vibing, going to get their guys. I'm gonna actually take Miller here instead of Ingram. Although because I have Scotty, not that they both can't get there, but I like Miller that late. Wow, that's not, yeah, daylight savings time plus the time change. My body is shook. I thought I was in the clear. Last night was feeling great when I got home. Had some food, watched the Celtics, recorded the Celtics daily video. And then dead. And then I was dead this morning. Wow, Ingram falls there. So we get Ingram at 26. RJ ahead of Ingram. I respect it. I respect it. Also, I really like DeJounte tonight. I'm telling you right now, if you want one take today about underdog, projections, DeJounte's going to project for like pick 20. He's going to project high. Maybe not 20, but higher than what he's going. I know, Travel Addict guy. 83 was crazy, man. 83 was crazy. First and only time he's the best hooper in his house. Assuming they live together. Assuming. All right, come on. Let's go. Let's get this last pick in. Let's look at some 6-round fellas. It's hard not. I'm just going to take these Q tags every single time. I mean, obviously, I'll take Benny Math and Suggs first, but I'll take Keontae. Actually, I'll put Pirtle behind them just because I have 2 Raptors. But I think these Q tags are going to be like really good currency. Like if you get Keontae in the last pick, that's cool. I'm not scared of the Knicks defense, even though they've been a little bit better as of late, but I'm not scared of them. Connie Knipple. Also, I think Suggs is a fire pick tonight. I do. We got DJP in the chat. Yeah, the clock moved. Sorry, East Coast shit, baby. East Coast shit. I forgot the Euros would be toast. All right, Suggs there at the last pick. Let's go. All right, gang. That DJP. I did a full breakdown, baby. A full breakdown. I'm sorry you missed it, but we did a full breakdown. So scrub back, because we're wrapping up here. Hope everybody has a wonderful day. You can see we set up a grill on a full screen. My in-laws stayed with us, or they dog sat for us this week, which was really nice while we were gone, and they set up the grill. Just great people. And now I got to take it outside. All right, guys. Enjoy the day. We'll be back tomorrow with the NBA bit. We out, skis.